Well, folks, we made it. Week 1. Welcome to week 1 of our fitness journey, Monday. So I remember in the introduction video, I did say that I was planning on doing more so of a 5-day a week thing, but I realized that ain't too good. So I don't want to kill myself too quickly. So we're going to take it slow at first. We're just going to do a schedule of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday workouts. And then over time, as we get better and more comfortable, then we'll be evolving our time schedule. So ready for day 1, and that is arms and shoulders. So these right here will actually be the weights I'll be using for the time being when I do these. These are just little adjustable dumbbells that have 10 pounds on each side. So each side each weight is 100 each, but each side adding 10 pounds or so. So we're basically going to be starting out pretty easy. I have 20 pounds on each side, so it's 30 pounds each side, and we're going to be doing 4 sets of 8. Just start off. We're just doing regular bicep curls here, so let's get started. Rep 1, done. It's actually really funny. I had someone ask me, why are you doing this? Are you trying to impress anybody? And I, just so you know, no, I'm not trying to impress anybody. No one at all. I'm doing this for me. All right, feeling pretty all right. We got 1 rep to go. And 1 for good luck. So for that last rep, I did 1 extra, just for good luck, For this next workout, I actually ended up adding about 40 pounds to one side, or adding 30 pounds to one side. So now we have an equal about 50. I could probably stand to do another easier weight, but I'm thinking about doing some tricep work here, which is just gonna hold this and just kind of do one of these. Same situation, but I think I'm gonna do only 3 sets of 8. Okay, I had to make sure I could do this without touching the ceiling, actually. All right, that first rep is done, and wow, that burns a little bit for the first time doing that in a very long time. I'm starting to feel it. All right, we got 1 more to go. All right, one for good luck. Whew. All right, so that one definitely had some sort of more of a burn, especially just, in the tricep area. That one definitely felt a little different. So it's something definitely that I'm gonna get used to. I'm trying to work through and articulate my feeling per workout, just because, starting this out, it's still getting the hang of it. So please, down in the comments down below if you're watching, let me know my form. Let me know what you guys think of how I can change certain things as well. So that would be greatly appreciated. All right, so we're migrating to the floor for this next one, actually, because just so you guys can see my full movement here. My next sort of workout, I'm definitely lowering the weights a lot because, working on shoulders, I've come to learn that shoulders are actually one of the weaker parts of my body, and that's something I'm trying to definitely improve over time. So it's definitely a matter of easing into this one way more. All right, first rep down. That one didn't feel too bad. It felt all right. Definitely some strain, but not I'm not dying quite yet. So that I see that as a good win. I turned off to the side because, again, I'm trying to, like, when I watch these back, Just want to get a gauge for my posture, essentially, and sort of my form. All right, one for good luck, one for good luck. Ooh. All right, that one admittedly felt a little worse than the tricep one. Again, main reason being because my shoulders aren't the strongest part of my body. They're very, very weak. I have weak shoulders. Something I'm trying to get better at, of course, as you know. That's the whole point of this channel. So we'll just keep at it, and over time, I'm sure it will improve. Now, before we get into the next workouts, we're gonna take a little bit of a break, a hydration break, but also an energy break, and an opportunity to tell you guys about a business partnership that I have with the original channel, link in the description, but I thought I'd carry it over to this channel as well, and that is Dubby. Dubby actually is a very, very tasty, low-calorie, high-energy supplement powder that comes in so many different flavors. One originally, one of my favorites is the Dragonade, but that goes away very, very quickly. But another flavor I have here is Bleeding Orange, based off of a certain anime. Now, I don't really watch anime, admittedly, but there's also this Blue Raspberry flavor as well. And I really like it because it is natural flavors and no artificial dyes. So it's very, very interesting. It tastes fantastic, by the way. I mean, this tub is just about gone. So we'll be kind of finishing this one off here. Now, one scoop has about 120 milligrams of caffeine in it. So it's about equivalent to about a cup and a half of coffee. Now, some days in the morning when I'm feeling really low, I'll put a little extra half scoop in there as well. And just add the amount of water of your choosing, and you have a tasty energy beverage ready to go. Now, you're probably asking yourself, where can I try this amazing beverage? Well, down in the description down below, the link will take you to the Dubby store, where you can select among millions, well, maybe not millions, but many, many amazing flavors, and you can use code Shronky to get 10% off of your purchase today. Time to continue. We're gonna do a couple of more here. Just again, we're gonna ease into it. I'm not planning on doing like hour to 2 hour workouts right from the get-go. I will actually die. One of them, like 2 last shoulder workouts, and then another is kind of like a shoulder / back workout as well. So again, we're just gonna stick to 3 reps, 3 sets of 8 for this one. All right, that rep didn't feel too bad. First rep down, did not feel too bad, but definitely, it's one of those ones where you can tell it's only gonna get harder the more you do it. You know, it's funny, I lost track of that. I lost count on that last rep. So I think I did 9 instead of 8 but hey, you know, it's better to have too many than not enough in certain circumstances, you know.
Listen.
All right, for the last workout, it is more of a like back and shoulder type workout. It's kind of, I'm gonna be like kneeled down a little bit or bent over just a little bit, like so, and spreading my arms like this instead of kind of just raising them. I'll be spreading them using sort of like my back muscles and stuff. Definitely not upping the weight on that quite yet. I don't know if you noticed on that last rep, I was struggling a little bit. It was not great. I'm not too confident on my form on that one. Yeah, we'll see back in the recording. All right, I think that's about done for today. I think I'm gonna finish off with a good, tasty protein shake. All right, day 1 has been complete. It felt pretty good as far as like, you know, I didn't want to push myself too hard, and I feel like I succeeded in that. I still feel like, you know, a good you know, I feel good. It like definitely feel worked out, which is good, but I'm not dying, which, you know, we'll get to that point, you know, when I become more comfortable with like the workouts themselves, I will definitely be more, I'll give more. Because again, I don't want to go too hard too quickly and then hurt myself. But day one, I would classify as a success, and I am very, very excited for day number 2. All right, day 2. It is Wednesday. My dudes. We're doing legs today. Just we're, I think, really realistically, we can only do really 3 good leg workouts with just the dumbbells. So we'll be doing like our squats, our like lunges, and I'm gonna stack like, I'll figure out a way, or you know, I could just go on my heel. Like I'm gonna go on my tippy toes and like work them calf muscles as well. We're gonna start off with the squats, and it's gonna be 3 sets of 8 like I did last time, maybe 4. 3 sets of 8. And instead of like holding the dumbbells like this, I'm actually gonna be putting a lot of weight and just holding it like this. Kind of very similar to when I did the tricep extensions, but like this, and I'm gonna be holding them right here. Ooh, that is pretty good. I feel it definitely in the thighs here. I imagine how silly it probably looks in fast motion as it is. My knees were cracking quite a bit on that last set. That is crazy. That's how just to show how out of shape I really am. Like I just keep hearing the every single time. The first set didn't, but as my body got used to it, it was like, we're cutting that out.
Scratch.
Ooh, that last set certainly was something. Definitely gonna be feeling it tomorrow for sure. Now it's not a lot of weight, but given the fact that I can only do this, or I can't do this quite yet, I can only do this. I wasn't gonna put all that weight on one spot because that would have really made things way harder. All right, for this one, we are upping the weight to 60 on each dumbbell because, you know, I'm not really lifting. I'm more so just going on my tiptoes for this next one. It's just, you know, the calf, it's a nice little calf workout where all I'm doing is that. So I got 2 extra reps in there as well. But officially, one starts. All right, that one didn't feel too bad. Definitely feels good. Well, as good as a workout like can feel. We just got 2 more to go. All right, at the end of that one, I did an extra one because for the sole purpose, I felt my knees like lock, hyperextended, which is not good. I'm trying to keep my legs straight, but not like locked, you know. I don't wanna hyperextend my leg because that could be bad. I'm not doing any like leg presses or anything like that. It's just the simple fact of like, I just know it's genuinely not healthy for you to like, you know what I mean? I don't know. All right, that last rep wasn't too bad either. Again, I did admittedly do an extra one for the sake of doing it because I did feel my legs get a little hyperextendo over time. So we did 1 extra one for that. And now moving on to the last workout for day 2. And that is just same weights. I'm gonna be using 60, but just simple lunges. So same thing, I'm just gonna be keeping my arms down like this and just doing lunges like so. Okay, those are way harder than I thought they were gonna be. Now I'm starting to realize and learn why people hate leg day so much. All right, but 1 to go. We can do this. We can do this. right. That was good. Well, could have been better, could have been better. My legs do feel a little bit like jelly, but we'll get back to that. We'll get on to that. So day 2, it's Wednesday, legs, could have been better, could have gone better. I learned definitely that the order definitely does matter. I think what I did, I went too hard with the squats, you know? So that wasn't, I went a bit too hard and right from the get-go. So, you know, and that happens, you know, but that did leave lots of, you know, reason for fatigue on my last set and my last like workout there with the lunges, because my thighs were already like, you know, they were a little jelly-like. So learned that. And you know, at first I was like, psh, I don't know why people are so worried about leg day. I get it now. I get why people want to skip leg day, but not me. We're gonna keep going strong. All right. Felt good. Well, didn't feel good, but I feel good about it mentally. But time for day 3. Day 3, the third and final day of week 1 is upon us, and today it is chest and core. All right, same as the workouts before, it's going to be 3 sets of 8, and the first one is going to be just simple presses. Now this won't be full because I'm on the floor. I don't have really access to a bench, so like my arms will be rather flat, and I'll be just doing one of those. So it won't be like all the way down. We'll see how that works. Maybe that'll be like more restraint. I don't know. Funny enough, I actually lost count and did 9 instead of 8 for that first one, but that wasn't so bad. I just did it again. I did the 8 instead of, I did 9 instead of 8. Maybe, you know, this will just be 3 sets of 9. How about that? All right, that one wasn't too bad. Again, it's the start of the workout, so it feels fine. I don't want to go too hard too quickly like I did on Wednesday. Again, my thighs still hurt. Like I did something very wrong because of that. I didn't stretch. So that's one thing I've definitely learned is you gotta stretch. You gotta stretch. All right, so my plan is just to alternate actually from chest workouts to core workouts. I'm only doing 4 workouts total today. Just gonna be a very quick one. But we're just gonna be doing traditional sit-ups for this next workout. Again, 3 sets of 8, and I will try not to, miscount and do extra or less. Sit-ups are something, again, it wasn't too hard, something that I feel like everyone does a bunch, like sit-ups, because it's just one of the easiest at-home workouts. Same thing with push-ups, like it's just all the same, you know? Yeah, so same thing, you know, there is a bit more strain there because again, the repetition of it and just like doing it often isn't really something my body is used to. So for this last one, I'm actually going to go a little harder, and that's doing the whole body crunches as well. Hopefully I don't mess this up. That one felt good. I felt the burn. I felt the burn. Next chest exercise is, I don't know what this is called. I've heard some people call it the hugger, but I'll be laying on my back, so the weight is pulling down. Because of that, it is more of there are some shoulders into that workout as well. So definitely, I did lower the weights a little bit, just again, because I don't really know how that's gonna feel. So I don't wanna go too hard too quickly. I think I made the right call by taking away a little from that, because like definitely right here in like the top of my shoulders, I can feel it. And again, it's like from earlier in the video, my shoulders are my weakest part of my body, so yeah. Whew. All right, that was pretty good, I will say. Again, I'm glad with my choice of not upping the weight or keeping it at the 40s, because again, I didn't want to kill myself there. All right, second to last workout, I don't think really counts as like a workout, but it is simply just a minute-long plank. You know, that could have felt better. Maybe I should have done 45 instead. But, you know, that was the longest minute of my life. All right. Now, I know I said I was only going to do 4, but I think, you know, to close off, like, not just a workout, but even like just to close out a day, sometimes I'll just do 10 push-ups. Just 10 push-ups just to really close everything out and, you know, end the day. All right. Day 3 was a bit of a success, you know, really trying to ease myself into it. So I think we did good. Now on to the week recap. All right, week 1 recap time. It was pretty good, except for Wednesday. All right, Wednesday I made probably the biggest mistake, and that is I didn't stretch beforehand. So that's one thing I learned, is how important stretching actually is. Because holy moly, my thighs still hurt. It's Saturday right now as of recording this like outro and recap. It is Saturday and my thighs still are kind of sore. They're not as bad as they were on like Thursday or Friday, but it's bad. And it's all because I didn't stretch, like, and I maybe went too big too quickly. But as for the rest of the week, I mean, it felt pretty good. Like, I feel very confident in myself. You know, it felt good. There's a bit of soreness, but not as bad as like my thighs, because I did take the proper measures to, like, for yesterday's workout. So definitely going to take that into consideration and apply this to my next week. But thank you guys so much for watching. Week 1 was a success. If you enjoyed this video or any other content I do, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, you guys have a great day and be safe out there.